What's up, everybody? A Spare with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Elite Dangerous. We are back to our regular scheduled programming, or at least I hope we are. So yeah, coming off of the winter break is hard, or Christmas break. It's not really winter. Because it was actually a lot of fun not having to do a lot of things. So much so apparently I've even forgotten my control scheme. There we go. Couldn't remember how to pull my landing gears back. So, I hope you guys have all had a good Christmas/New Year's. We're starting off I guess this is going to be my first video for 2018. So we're starting things off with Elite. So yeah, we're heading to a new area that was recommended to me in the last episode through the comments to Bunda. I was going to go to Hars or whatever I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. I was actually afraid to pronounce it a certain couple ways. But it needed a permit that I don't have, so I couldn't go there. There's supposed to be a compromised nav beacon, I believe, that's useful for bounty hunting. But Bunda was also recommended, and since I don't need a pass for that, I figured we'll go there. And that's, I guess, supposed to be more traditional, or pure bounty hunting, I believe the comment referred to it as. Which I'm assuming to be more resource sites and things like that, I imagine, as opposed to a compromised nav beacon. The other nice thing about it is right next door to Shinrarta, which is fairly useful for any kind of upgrading or anything like that, considering that Shinrarta, if you can go there, has some of the best prices that I know of in the game. So we're going to head over there and see what we can find, and I will be back momentarily when we do that. Okay, so I didn't find really a lot of resource extraction sites. However, there's conflict zones all over this place, so we're going to try and chill out here for a minute, and if it doesn't work out too well, you know, then we'll probably end up doing something else. Now, this is an anarchy system, which is really kind of interesting. We've got the Irreverent Alliance. Let's just go with that. I don't know how it's actually supposed to be said. And then the Bunda Focus. I don't know who's who, really. Let's actually check the sub-panel thing here. Let's see, we've got... I love how they're probably looking at me like, what is he doing? So, Bunda Focus is independent, it looks like. And the Irreverent is Fed. So we might want to team up with them, just to boost some kind of, you know, yeah, in some way, shape, or form, some kind of, reputation gain. I did change out my pilot.
Roger that.
It was recommended to me to set up a pilot at like 9% type of thing or something like that, because apparently they grow some as you do more stuff, and as you do more stuff with that pilot, I guess they get better, kind of thing. I don't really know. So it was recommended me to do that. We're gonna try it. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Alliance. Should make this Anaconda in front of us
Let's try to split these targets up.
an enemy. Should let us actually get in here and do some work, in theory. Ouchie. Man, he's got some heavy shields. Whew. I thought there were a lot more of the other guys than this over here. Let's see. Let's do one of these numbers. Alright, cool.
Target dispatched.
We got a member. Okay. And I do apologize in advance if I'm not uber crazy talkative or anything, if I get lulls where I'm just kind of focused on combat and stuff. I'm not altogether super energetic today. being that I'm recording this on the actual 1st. I was up kind of late, not necessarily because of the New Year's thing, just because reasons. And so I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, so I've been kind of tired over the last couple days. So I may not be crazy bubbly for a bit. Man, I am flying in a tank. I did kind of forget that.
Target down.
Okay, so we're doing decent in the conflict zones so far. I'm noticing where before they were kind of like just don't bother going there ever. We're doing decent with them as long as I'm kind of noticing as long as we keep our shields and stuff active. And we use our shield cell banks and stuff like that, and we're not getting ganged up on. That's the big thing in the conflict zones. It's very easy to get swarmed. And you just start getting 4 or 5 things hitting you at once, and it's kind of one of those, even if you have the best shields in the game, you get 4 or 5 ships hitting you all at one time, they're gonna go down, and not slowly either. A good example of that actually is kind of this kind of stuff, like when we're fighting like an anaconda or something, and there's 4 or 5 other ships involved, and it just melts. You know, that's kind of one of those things. Ooh, a python. I am curious to see if we just kind of keep active and we just keep going, how much of an income we actually get over conflict zones instead of the bounty hunting. I am curious about that, because like I said before, conflict zones really were never a thing I could do. I always just died really fast.
Confirmed kill.
So now that we're actually managing to like stay alive for half a minute or more, it does make me a little curious as to which would actually be more lucrative.
Oh. The odds aren't stacked in our favor, Commander. Let's try to split these targets up. Target destroyed.
No kidding.
Sustaining damage, Commander. Gonna try some evasive action.
That's probably a good idea. Where's he at? Yeah, I just watched like a whole bunch of them like spawn in. Oh, I'll be dip. He kept going. I thought my little fighter was probably a goner. But he actually managed to get his shields back up and stuff. Good for him. You go, buddy. That moment when you downgrade your pilots and they do a better job. I mean, grant you, that could have been a fluke, but it's just kind of a funny irony. What now? Trajectory disruption. When it says trajectory disruption, I never know if it means my trajectory, like my flying, is going to be disrupted, or does that mean like my lock-on gimbal weapons? Ow. That's the one I'm never quite sure about, is the impulse one where it says trajectory affected. It's like, is that a... I'm kind of assuming it would be the gimbal aiming and stuff like that, like your missile lock-ons or something. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I can't see it really being your...
Target destroyed.
Really have a hard time picturing it being your actual flying trajectory. Especially in a situation like this where you're kind of just out in space. It's like you don't really have a course or anything. Like, where are you gonna go? Come on, blow up. Yo.
Confirmed kill. Multiple hostiles in this area, Commander. Let's go to work.
Oh, it's a little fighter. This might be a job for my fighter, actually. Ow! I always do that. Just go the wrong way. Alright, come on, keep... Where's the bank? Where's the bank? There we go.
Target dispatched.
Alright, so this is not good. Where's all my guys? There's a bunch of green dots around me, and nobody's shooting these things that are shooting at me. More importantly, where's my guy? And I know everybody kept telling me that the gunship is more of a hull tank than a shield one. I
need support, Commander.
I just have a hard time.
I need to get away from the fray, Commander. The ship can't take any more punishment. Fire it down, Commander.
I just have a hard time letting my shields go down. Just it makes me feel uncomfortable. Ow! Speaking of, holy crap! Oh man, I just got like 4 things that attacked me all at one time. Whew, that hurt. That hurt bad. Alright, I'm thinking we bail for a minute. Mainly just because, like I said before, I'm not super comfortable with hull tanking as opposed to shields, and I'd kind of like to repair stuff, I think. Maybe we'll come back and do that again, hit that one again. That is a high-intensity one, though, so we were not actually doing that bad for the high-intensity level. I don't think, anyway. Yeah, now your shields come online. And let's see how much of that was actually... Because I have the module reinforcements. So thrusters are at 90, shield cells 83. Everything else is 100 except for, well, the module reinforcement package. I wonder... Oh, crap. Totally missed that. I wonder if the module reinforcement package is actually, like it redirects some of the damage onto it, or if it just raises the health of the other modules. That's another thing I've never quite been super clear on. On our way. But yeah, overall that didn't do too bad. Wow, stutter, okay. I've always found the conflict zones to be the most difficult. Bounty hunting is kind of in the middle, where, I don't know what it's in the middle of, but it's in the middle of difficulty. I guess as opposed to, like, missions, maybe, where you're going after X amount, I don't know. Bounty hunting is just easier than conflict zones to me, mainly because you're going after one target at a time, or at the most 3 if they're in a wing, and conflict zones, it's kind of more equal footing. You get big squads and big squads kind of thing. So I've always had a harder time with those. I've always had a harder time dealing with them. Because like that, that's a perfect example of what I was talking about swarming, that even if you have really heavy-duty shields, if you get 4 or 5 things that hit you all at one time, not gonna matter. It took out my shields and brought me down to roughly 85% of the hull, with like 2 or 3 rockets or whatever that was hitting me at one time. It was not very nice. Now, I'm curious, according to my stopwatch, I probably got about 10 minutes of flight time in there, because I think it was a couple minutes in before I switched that. So I'm curious to see what we actually ended up earning off of that. Combat bonds. 368,000, so that's 10 minutes, so if you did like a half-hour run, which is what I usually do if I can make it that long, probably somewhere around $1 million, $1.5 million, give or take. It's not bad. It's not that bad. It is a little lower than typical bounty hunting if you're getting good spawns. The last episode we ran into, we didn't really get any good spawns out of it. Political change? That's interesting. I don't know what that means. I could have understood it if it said you don't have, where's the advanced maintenance? Isn't there supposed to be... Oh, there it is. Let's see. We'll do that one. Yeah, I could understand if the search and rescue said something to the effect of, like, you know, you don't have a cargo hold or a passenger thing or something, but the political change, I don't know what that means. So yeah, I'm not really sure about this here. Hey, I turned those in, by the way. I'm not really sure about this here, only because conflict zones, they're not bad. They just aren't really my thing as far as I think resource extraction sites and stuff are normally more lucrative. Yeah, see, Shinrarta's right over here. So it's really, really close. Actually, I don't even know... What? I didn't click that, did I? Anyways. Alrighty, so we are back here in the conflict zone. I figured we'd give it another go, and probably then wrap the episode up after that. I am thinking, I'm going to probably test it out and see what you guys think, let me know in the comments, but I'm thinking I'm going to try, you know, it's the whole New Year thing, so it's a time for change, and I already changed up my logo and channel art and stuff, which I finally actually did all of my channel art. That's something I hadn't done the last couple of times I switched intros and stuff like that. I didn't change my profile pictures and all that, and the banner arts in my Facebook pages and all that kind of crap. Oh, I didn't deploy my fighter. Crud. Well, do that in a minute. Oops. Let's see if I can get him out while he's got the chaff going. I did hit deploy, right? I think I did. But anyways, I'll probably be trying to keep my episodes a little bit on the shorter side as far as try and get it back a little closer to that 20-minute bracket, somewhere in there. Again, kind of coming back to some of you that have been watching the transition, and I switched up my schedule for my channel, how often I'm recording, how many videos I'm doing, etc., in an effort to try and make the quality a little bit better. So I'm hoping I can still cut out some of the fluff and get just more done, kind of thing. Wait, he's not dead? Oh, crap. There we go. I thought somebody else was shooting me, and I was like, wait, what is going on here? Okay.
Copy that. Establishing telepresence. Multiple hostiles in this area, Commander. Let's go to work.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's something that I'm thinking about, is I'll probably try and keep these a little bit closer to the 20-minute mark, if I can. Like I said, in this case, it might be 20-30, something like that. I'm just kind of thinking I'll go till I feel a bit rough and want to bail out again. And then we'll probably just wrap it up there, kind of thing. But that's kind of what I'm thinking, is hopefully we can cut out some more of the fluff, and we're still getting stuff done each episode. It's just there won't be as much dilly-dally in the middle, kind of thing. In theory, hopefully. Hopefully it'll work that way. And you guys are free to let me know which way you prefer, if you like that better, if you don't like it better, etc., as always. Wow, I'm getting a lot of like last-minute hits in on these guys, just enough to get the credit, which is kind of cool. I will say one nice thing, just for gauging combat zones versus bounty hunting, is you can just kind of tab over and it's all done in one
Target down.
One thing. It just says how many bonds you have, kind of thing. I didn't really check, but if the fighter does all the fighting, I wonder if I still get credit for it. Like in terms of the bounty. Normally you only have to get a few hits in or something, and then it'll give you the bounty for it. I wonder if that still applies when it comes to your fighters. I don't know. This guy's closer, though. Let's go after him. Oh! Dang, guys. You're doing work. Too good. Alright. No, actually, though, a lot of you are already aware that, I've got the... my dog has to be under surveillance when he has one of these sores on his feet, so that's been going on. Unfortunately... I didn't shoot the wrong guy. Unfortunately, after all of our holiday stuff went really well, Christmas went well, all that kind of stuff, no crazy incidents to report there. But in the interim there, yeah, no, he's gone. In the interim though, in between there, wait, what? Oh, fighter assembly. That's still, I'm not used to hearing that. It still gets me. I'm like, what did she say? My sister ended up having appendicitis though. Oh, like a few days ago, by the time you're watching this. So, it was right around New Year's, but not quite on, like, she was back home by New Year's kind of thing. But spent a couple days in the hospital, wasn't feeling all that great, but everything ended up okay. So there was that kind of stuff. So there was still some stuff going on. There's still a lot of things going on. But one of the big positives though was for Christmas I got a Nintendo Switch, which I'm really happy about. I got Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Skyrim. So needless to say, I have a lot to do in those. In case anyone was wondering what my opinion would be, Breath of the Wild is just as awesome as everybody says it is. Just in case anyone was waiting on that opinion, I rather doubt it. But yeah, it's pretty freaking amazing. I actually thought about, wait, didn't it get destroyed? How do I still have 8 and 8?
Roger that. Initiating SLS deployment. The odds aren't stacked in our favor, Commander. Let's try to split these targets up.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Standing by.
But yeah, I'm very impressed with the Switch overall, just in how it's constructed and how it feels and everything. It's like I've been saying it for a while since I got it. Like all my family and stuff that was been around me, they were firing on all cylinders that day that they came up with that one. Whoever ended up being like the brainchild of that one, or I guess the Switch would have been the brainchild of someone, not the other way around. It was kind of a weird way to put that. Woo! Nothing like a ship blowing up right in your face. Where was I going with that? Oh, right. So yeah, overall, it works really well. The docking, undocking works really well. It all holds up pretty great. But the thing I was thinking about doing, I actually thought about doing a Breath of the Wild Let's Play, and quite frankly, if I'm being 100% honest, I really only decided not to do it because I really just wanted to be able to sink my teeth into it and just have fun with it and not worry about, like, well, I really should make much more progress, I should go play something else because I need to save that for an episode or something. I really wanted to kind of just be able to just play it. What just happened? Did anybody else see that for a minute he was like not hostile? I almost thought I was shooting the wrong guy for a second.
Scanner showing a frame shift charge, Commander. Let's stop the report.
That was really weird. That was very, very weird. Okay. Anyways, moving right along. Wow, there's some... I'm wondering if there's, like, server hiccups or something going on, because there seems to be some weird... like, he kind of popped over there in my... Wait, what is... Wow, he's fast! I was like, I'm full speed, and he just wouldn't... I just couldn't catch up to him. But yeah, that was a weird little hiccup in the Matrix. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I really just didn't really want to do the a Let's Play of Zelda because, in all honesty, I don't think I have actually played a Zelda game since Ocarina of Time. That was the first one. That was the first one I played, and then eventually I went back and played like Link's Awakening or Link to the Past, whichever the SNES one was on an emulator, I think. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And I don't think I ever beat Ocarina. I think I got to the very end boss like twice, and I just never ended up following through all the way with it. So needless to say, I hadn't played a Zelda game in a really long time, even though I've kind of kept up with them as far as I would kind of outside looking in, you know, because I didn't own the Nintendo consoles that you needed. Like the GameCube, the Wii, all that. I never got those. So it was one of those where you're like watching all the gameplay reviews and everything, and you're like, play that, but I don't really want to buy a whole system for that. Whereas the Switch thing that did it was kind of Skyrim. I'm a huge Elder Scrolls fan, and when they told me portable, not port, not like crappy mobile game or something for your tablet, but like actual Skyrim that you can take with you and then dock it when you get back to your house, I was like, I'm sold. So the next thing on my list I want to get is the Mario one, because I've heard nothing but good things about the Mario Odyssey. And again, I haven't really played one of those in a long time either, so I've...
Odds aren't stacking in our favor, Commander. Let's try to...
Okay, Hunger Games, I got it. Actually, if you look at the little radar thing, the odds are in our favor. There is a lot more green than there is red. Just saying. Yeah, we're actually not doing... I'm just like chatting up about the Switch over here, but we're not actually doing too bad at all. We're kind of holding our own here. Again, due in large part to having the numbers on the other side. That all of our guys are outnumbering everybody. But yeah, I did consider doing a Let's Play of that one, of Breath of the Wild, just because there's so much to do in it and stuff. But ultimately, I was just kind of like, yeah, but I just kind of want to sit here and spend like 8 hours playing this and not have to worry about how far I go and everything like that. One thing I will say is I'm not using any guides if I can help it. Like, other than maybe after I've like beaten the whole game and you're just looking for all like the crazy collectible things or something, then I might look up where they are or something to that effect. But as far as the shrine puzzles and all that kind of stuff, I'm having a lot of fun actually figuring them out myself. Pilot guy, could you hit this eagle who's on my tail and won't get off my tail? Please? Thank you? Hello? I hate eagles. I hate them so much. They're too freaking maneuverable and I can't get around on them. Like, seriously, I just went through how many bigger ships and we were fine. I go up against one eagle and he almost takes my shields down. Alright, given the time and everything, I think we're gonna use that as our stopping point. I know I'm closer to 30, but I don't want to go over that. So, yeah. Overall, and I'm still getting shot at, that's cool. 510 plus the 370 or whatever it was that we got the first run. So we should be looking at somewhere around 860, 870. Yeah, 880, so close to around 900,000, give or take. So that wasn't a bad run. And we were doing a lot better the second time than the first time. We made a lot more time up with that one that we weren't, that we didn't get the first run. The first run we kind of got screwed up a little bit when that group swarmed us. But yeah, so that's, I think, going to wrap up our first episode of 2018. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all had a great Christmas, holiday, New Year stuff time with everybody. So I think we're going to wrap things up here for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.